It's our freaking birthday!
It's our birthday! I think we can actually sing that song because I think that song is royalty free.
Happy birthday. Hello and welcome to the 1 year anniversary show of Hardly Working, the show about life, love, and labor, hosted for so many episodes for a full year by the couple who works, plays, and stays together. I, of course, MSP.
And I am Kelly, and it's our birthday. It's our
birthday.
It's our birthday.
Nice. Not copyright infringing at all. Not even close. 1 year. Up top, bro. Can you believe that? 1 whole year of hardly working and hardly working through our marriage publicly for all to see.
Yeah. If you don't know by now, I absolutely hate him.
It's been a tough year.
Just kidding.
It's been a great freaking year. A great year of podcasting. I'm so grateful that you brought a metal straw and a glass cup to I almost want to keep calling it the 100th episode.
My best friend made me this tea.
And we can all hear it.
Thanks, Simon, for my tea.
Love you. 100 episodes is not where we're at, but we are at 1 full year.
1 full year.
So the show will be
1 full year.
Very musical.
Very singy episode for some reason.
It's a very musical episode. It will be a normal episode, but we're going to take a look back at a few things.
Are we?
Yeah.
As per usual, I know nothing about what's going to be happening in this episode.
Just like our marriage, one of us is always flying by the seat of our pants, not knowing where we're going or if the river will ever stop flowing.
That's you normally, though. I'm the one who books the flights and does all the things.
Yes.
Because I enjoy it, not because you can't.
This is my one contribution to our marriage, is putting the show together.
And like back massages and foot massages.
Yeah, I do a lot, but mostly
and fixing things.
The podcast. I did fix something recently. The doors. Let me just say this.
The door.
Don't take a bunch of doors off of the hinges without labeling the matching hinges. Because you will end up with 4 doors off, with 2 doors that don't shut all the way.
No doors that shut.
It is a nightmare.
To your bathroom with the 9-year-old.
It was bad.
God.
But
it was the worst. But
we fixed it. We fixed it. I fixed it. I'm so great. That's what we're getting at.
I'm so great.
I'm
and by
so great.
I mean you're so great.
Thank you. Hey, guess what?
What?
Did you know we're in the top 1% of all podcasts?
Because we did more than 10 episodes?
Not even. Don't take it from me. Take it from world famous influencer Alex Hermosi. Listen to this.
To be a top 1% podcaster, you have to upload 21 podcasts. 21, top 1%.
That's it.
90% of people don't get past 1. 9% don't get past 20. And then 1% of podcasters, of all of them, make it to 21 plus. The world belongs to those who can keep doing without seeing the result of their doing. And the longer you can wait to see the result of your doing while still continuing to do, is the extent to which you can win big in life.
That's what's up.
Woo woo.
The world belongs to the people who will keep doing even when they don't see the results of their doing. And we have not seen any results at all.
Yeah, we have. We keep
We're just
going.
talking into a void.
No,
that's not true at all. In fact, we've seen big results lately.
Big results,
which we'll talk about later. But this was encouraging to me. Top 1%, not top 1% of every podcast that's currently out there, but top 1% of every podcast that's ever existed.
Yeah.
So welcome to the 1%. We are the 1%ers. This is Air Force 1%.
I don't think I like that. We are the 1%ers of podcasts.
There you go.
Can we say that?
There we go.
Thank
and we've
you.
never talked about cryptocurrency ever. So hard to be in the top 1% and not be a crypto bro or a Wall Street homie. I'm just saying. Or a true crime podcast. We're not even one of those. We're not even one of those.
We're just 2 married people to each other who like each other.
2 married people to each other.
We're just 2 people that are married to each other that like each other and want to spread more of that into the world.
That is true.
You can like your partner and love your partner.
But
that's pretty great.
Not everyone can podcast with their partner.
That's true.
You're my podcast pal.
You got to like and love them.
That's
Not everyone
true.
likes and loves their partner.
Let's dig into that. Let's list all the people we know who don't both like
We
and
can
love
start
their
with,
partner.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so want to kick it off with that. Over the course of this last year, I said it wrong last week, but we've had over 70 episodes. which I think mathematically does make more sense.
Yes.
I'm not totally sure.
Not 80, but 70.
No,
Okay.
so 70, this is number 72 in a year.
Wow.
In a year. That's right. 72 episodes, that's over 4,000 minutes of listening. Well over. And not only that, but we mentioned it the other week, that we started our TikTok and we've got our YouTube and we've got our Instagram, and there's been a lot of cool things going on there. YouTube, I know most people don't watch the shows there, but they'll watch clips, they'll watch shorts. So over this last year, we've accumulated over 2,300 subs on YouTube, which is awesome. Over 6 million views on our content just on YouTube with our shorts and everything. We've gotten over 8,000 followers in 3 weeks on TikTok.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks.
We probably have more right now, but who knows?
Probably by the time this goes live, but that's freaking crazy. Cumulatively on views, we've gotten, at least as we're recording this, almost or right up to 10 million views on TikTok on our content that we're putting up over there. So it is kind of cool to see that video. And, you know, sometimes it's like, why do we do this? We've always said for a few reasons. One, it's to do the work now. And so when things like TikTok happen and you get a bunch of people who are like, who are these people? You have something to direct them to. And two, the whole reason we started the show is because we were so tired of that toxic marriage culture.
Yeah.
People like, I'm so glad my partner's leaving.
I know.
I finally get some time to enjoy myself. We're so the opposite. And I hope that if this is your second episode, your 72nd episode, whatever it is, you found friends and partners in that with us too, because we love doing this journey with you guys.
Because we can be your partners too.
Yeah. We can be married to each other. And you.
Oh my gosh.
And you. So I actually did go back and listen to the first episode.
You told me that.
Like I said, we'll still have our normal stuff, stories and Unpapa pins. Thanks, Kel, for
And
trademarking
something for
that.
me.
And Kelly brought something to the table. It took 1 year. It took a whole year, people.
I just would like to incorporate more, and I'm just trying out different things. So
Yeah,
we're going to
just
see. We're going to see.
Finding yourself.
We're gonna
really.
see.
We gonna see.
Okay.
But anyway, before we do that, a little recap. I don't know how much you remember the first episode.
Not much.
The first episode was called
70 episodes ago.
Hardly Working 101. First episode, first season. The Barbie movie.
Oh, yeah.
Beetlejuice the musical.
Wow.
And Unpopular Opinions. Kind of tailed off at the end.
Sounds right.
So, of course, this is right when the Barbie movie was coming out.
Yep.
Beetlejuice the musical we had just seen with our friends
Holly and Eric.
who just had a baby recently.
That's crazy. And they weren't pregnant then.
No, well, mathematically, I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
But they had a baby,
I know.
which is awesome. You know
Amazing.
who else had a baby? The first story we told on the show, period, was me sweating through my pants at Randy and Danielle's baby shower. Do you remember that?
I do.
That's the first story we ever told.
That's insane. Because I told you had to go home and change. Thank God we lived like 5 minutes from them. I was like,
Seriously.
you can't wear that, or you got to get in the pool and just be wet.
Yeah. That would be awesome. In pants.
In pants.
In pants.
Like
Which
I can
means,
accidentally push you in. I should have done that.
yeah,
That would've
oh
been a bit-
no.
Yeah.
But they now have had their baby as well, Junie.
For Junie.
And they're some of our favorite people
I
and closest
know.
friends.
Junie.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what it started with. Anyway, a couple highlights. First thing, there was no theme song. There was no music at all. There was no or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's actually Archer I just did, I think.
Yeah, it's okay.
I can't even think of it right now. I put it together every week. There was no theme song. There was no music at all. Like I said, I had just sweat through my pants. This blew my mind. You had just experienced your first espresso martini.
Shout out to Ashley May.
That's exactly what happened. Do you
Yeah.
remember what happened? You were going to the all pink party.
Yeah, and then we ended up not going to the all pink party because the line was wrapped around the street. And so instead we went to Beauty in Essex.
Yep.
And she got one. And so I got one. And I was like, that's pretty, well, actually, I think I took a sip of hers. And I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And now you have this love affair with espresso martinis.
Yeah, which we're supposed to go over to their house and she's supposed to make us espresso martinis.
Well, what are we even recording this for?
I
Let's
know.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, it is only like 11 o'clock on a weekday, on a Monday. Or
there's
whatever
no
day
rules.
it is.
There's no rules. We're
Any
adults. We
rules.
can do whatever we want. The next thing that surprised me,
Okay.
because we haven't talked about this in so long, you had just finished building your teeny tiny impossible light up Lego of the floating town city thing.
I was so happy. I think that's here. I think it's in that box right
Think
over there.
so?
Yeah.
Dang, keep talking.
I think it might be at your mom's house, but I think it's there. But yeah, it was really, 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 really hard to build.
It's not there.
Oh, dang. I wonder where it is. But it was so small. And it was so worth it at the end, but I remember hating every single moment of it.
But you pushed through. Unlike the Stranger Things upside down Lego that I bought you, that you did not push through and finish.
Yeah, but that one isn't really a Lego.
Neither was the other one.
Yeah, but the other one was in like bags that made sense for the build. This is like all the Legos are in any bag, and so you have to open up all 2,000 or plus pieces.
That is a
and
nightmare.
lay them out to try to find them. And I probably could do that, but that was what I was in. It's like it's like 12 different bags, and no bag correlates to any part of the build. It's just random. And so you're just going through and kind of guessing.
So much Tupperware being used.
And so that's why I was like, I don't know that I want to do that because it's really hard. I'd like to build the Stranger Things one, just not this way.
Well, those were the highlights from the first episode, but I did also want to say, one, I don't think we really did any stories, but we did 3 unpopular opinions.
What were they?
I'm going to do them out of order. And I remembered one for sure, but these other ones I didn't. First, out of order, was BLTs should have hard-boiled eggs on them.
Yeah, I said no to that. You don't like BLTs in general. So.
Or hard-boiled eggs. So this was a no-go for me. Next, I remember this now. Retail, food, and customer service workers should be allowed to cuss out one person per shift within reason.
I said no to that too, but that's just a personal thing. You said yes.
I said yes. Because the customer is hardly ever right.
That's true.
But this was the one that stuck out to me, and I was like, dang, that happened on the first episode. The first unpopular opinion, actually. The first one ever. The honeymoon phase only ends in toxic relationships.
I do. My brother really had lots to say about that.
Really?
Ryan did. I can't remember exactly what he had to say, but I remember that he had something to say about it.
Well, I remember you had a lot to say about it because you came to the conclusion that you felt like the honeymoon phase didn't even exist. Do you remember this?
Yep. I still feel the same way.
And you also said that most relationships you think probably are toxic.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting point because I was listening to a divorce lawyer, just for research.
Just for fun.
Just for fun, just in case. And he was, just
for research.
He's a very high profile divorce lawyer. And he's like, 60% of all marriages fail. 60%. That's the new number, right? And so if you're going to get married, you're already entering into a game that the odds
are not in your favor.
Not
ever in your favor. They're just not in your favor.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah, they're coming out with another one, by the way.
Really?
Suzanne Collins is writing another one about Haymitch's quarter quell. Which is when they doubled, sorry, this is so off topic, but they doubled the amount of tributes that went into it. And then it was Haymitch. You know who Haymitch is? Haymitch is from the 12th district.
It sounds like something you'd say like, hey, Mitches.
No, he was Katniss's,
her Everdeen?
No.
I don't know these movies. Talk about it on your podcast.
Okay.
The Hunger Pod.
No.
Something. Anyway.
Called Girl Talk.
How the heck did we get there?
Because you said
divorces,
and then you said Hunger Games, and so may the odds be ever in your favor because they're not in your favor.
Boom.
Because
see, that's why we work. You always bring me right back.
Bring it right back.
So 60% of those fail. Then he went on. He said, but out of the remaining 40%, that's not happy marriages. That's not marriages that succeed necessarily. How many of the remaining 40% stay together for the kids? Stay together because of financial reasons. They couldn't be independent. Stay together because they've bought a house together or have a company together.
Yeah.
It's about another half of that, maybe even more.
Yeah, it's not very much.
So like if you think you're going to get married, or to take it back to what we're talking about, like have a honeymoon phase, or like you said, like most relationships kind of seem maybe toxic.
Yeah.
There's only like 10 to 20% of marriages that are happy marriages and people that stay together.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this podcast is for and who it's for.
Yeah.
So welcome. Be a part of the 10%.
Be a part of it.
Anyway, I just thought it was remarkable that honeymoon
for anybody.
phase,
Anybody can be a part of our 10%.
Oh, 100%.
For the record. We're happy that you're here.
100% can be a part of the 10%. I'm just saying that if you are in a relationship, I hope that you're in a happy one. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that the honeymoon phase one, I keep calling it or wanting to call it a clip because I've seen it clipped so many times. And I figured it was like, I don't know, season 2 or at least late season. It was literally
the first
number
episode,
one.
number one.
So anyway, that was a little look back in episode 1. I had a friend recently tell me, they're like, when do your episodes come out? Like I always want to listen and like I go and look and it's not out yet. And I was like, I told them, but I was like, have you gone backwards? Because there's a lot of episodes. And then I listened to the first episode and I was like, maybe you don't start with number 1. Although like, to be fair, we really had a lot of our stuff figured out.
That's good.
Like we knew what we wanted to do, and it's not like it started with nothing and then became something totally different. I think as that's happened, we've created other shows like Hardly Working Through It, which again, if you're interested in that being its own show, do let us know. You can hit us up at Instagram or TikTok at It's Hardly Working. Let us know. But it's kind of always been what it is, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting for me.
That's
it
good.
has grown and changed and evolved a little bit.
Of
but
course,
it's
as
like,
all things do.
it's still at
Still
its core,
us.
hardly working.
Still just us.
Anyway, I know you've got some stuff. I'm so excited for this episode, not just because it's the 1 year anniversary, but because the stuff I've put together, it just feels like one of the most hardly workings we can do. Like it is, the stories are so
Wild.
just out of like the ordinary. I'm so pumped about it.
Okay.
But you did mention that you brought something to the table this
Yeah.
week. Do you want to do that now?
Sure. Since you're talking about the honeymoon phase,
Oh, snapperoonie.
I did it. I finally signed up for a Reddit account.
Oh, I'm
And
so
for
sorry.
one thing only.
Your life is not going to get better.
I'm not going to like scroll on it.
It's a dark place.
Yeah. But for one thing only,
What?
to give you wonderful stories and to ask you the main question.
Uh-huh.
Am I the a-hole?
Ooh, I don't know. Let's find out.
I picked this one because it's not quite reminiscent of you and I, but I
Yeah.
was like, there's some similarities.
For
Although I'm not this
context,
crazy.
If you don't know what this is, Kelly and I have talked about this off air quite a bit. The subreddit, if you can forgive the language, and this is part of the reason why we haven't done it, it's called Am I the Asshole? And it's written from the perspective of a person saying, like, essentially, am I wrong? Am I the jerk in this situation? Here's the story. And then you talk about what it is. But since our podcast for a whole year has been non-explicit, we've been like, well, can we say that? Can we not? But here we are.
Here we are. So, am I the asshole?
Let's find out.
I, a 27 male, and my girlfriend, a 25-year-old female, have been together for 2 years, and we just moved in together last month. Overall, things
5 years? What are you waiting for?
2 years.
Oh.
Open up your ear holes.
I gotta, if you could print it out and
That'd
like
be
I
great.
tell Brooklyn, I'll underline the relevant parts.
Yeah.
That'd be helpful. 2 years, that's reasonable.
When we just moved in together last month. Overall, things have been fine, but then the mouth taping started.
I'm sorry. What?
Mouth taping. After our first week living together, she complained about my snoring and bad breath and suggested I tape my mouth shut at night.
What?
I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious. That night, she brought out medical tape and insisted I use it. I refused, and she flipped out, saying if I didn't do it, I should sleep on the floor.
on the floor. That's not going to help the snoring.
I know. Feeling cornered, I agreed, but I was terrified. She put multiple layers of tape on my mouth, and since I have pollen allergies, I felt like I was suffocating and couldn't sleep. The next morning, I told her I couldn't do it anymore and would rather sleep on the floor. I was upset.
Rather sleep on the floor?
Yeah.
You need to leave this relationship.
Right? I was upset, and she said she understood, pointing out that I didn't snore or have bad breath with the tape. Like saying, like, I understand, but like you didn't have bad breath or snore when you had the tape on your mouth.
This woman is cray-cray.
I've never had bad breath, so that was new and kind of offensive, but I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Simone would disagree. I think everyone has bad breath in the morning.
True.
I think she would tell you that, or she would tell you the reason why you do because whatever, blah, blah, blah. She'll tell me later. I know my snoring can be annoying, so I usually apologize and feel insecure about it, but she claimed she
Same.
found a solution. A few days later, she brought some mouth tape from a brand called mouthscar.com.
Mouth tape is a thing?
It is, but it's not, I mean, it is meant for snoring, but there's also some like benefits to like wrinkles and such and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter. It looked more humane and civilized than the medical tape, so I agreed to test it out. It was much better than the medical tape, but I was still afraid. She told me I wasn't snoring, which was good, but I still felt like I was being treated like a child. She seemed to control every aspect of my life, making me do things I wasn't comfortable with. I even told her that suggesting I sleep on the floor made me feel like I had no say in the matter. I'm open-minded, but if she had asked me in a more considerate way, I might have been more willing to cooperate. She says I'm overthinking and making a big scene about it, about everything. And now she's acting up, not wanting to talk to me, and even went to sleep at her parents' house over the weekend. I don't know if I'm overthinking or if she's crossing boundaries. Hard to read at the end.
I have a definitive answer on this.
She's the asshole.
Yeah, get out of that relationship, homie. That's crazy. look, are you going to start a life with this person? You going to have kids with this person? What happens when the kids are snoring and she's taking duct tape? You're out on a camping trip and she's wrapping these kids up so they don't snore. This is lunatic behavior. This is Michael Dahmer behavior. This is serial killer
You're taking
behavior.
it really far.
If you insisted that I tape my mouth shut to sleep, I would be like,
to keep you from
this
snoring.
has been fun. We did a whole year of podcasts and 5 years of marriage.
Would you put mouth tape on your mouth to see if it helped you with your snoring?
I would do anything. I do a lot of things for you. I would sooner sleep in a different bed than tape my mouth shut. There's only a few holes in my body that I can breathe through comfortably. And if you close one of them up, who knows? I often have a lot of congestion.
Yeah, you are a snorer for sure.
And you are so kind.
Yeah, there's only there's only like a specific type of snoring that you do that'll wake you up.
Is it this one? Hold on.
Yeah, it's definitely that one.
Sorry if that was so loud.
It's probably so loud. Yeah, normally your snoring doesn't bug me, but when you get to that one, I normally try to ignore it, and then I'll normally gently shake your arm or something, and you'll be like, "What?"
No. There's only been one time where I'm like, why do you keep pushing me?
Yeah,
because I always tell you.
Yeah, you say you can do that. Go ahead and
wake me up.
Yeah, there's only been one time. It was recently. I think because you were so deep in sleep, you were like, "Why are you pushing me?" And I was like, I'm so sorry. You're just snoring really loud. I'm so sorry.
And then I got the mouth tape out and I taped your mouth shut. That is insane behavior.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Do you agree?
Yeah. Here's the deal. It's so funny. I read that one because of the snoring. I don't think that it's an asshole move to ask your partner to try something that would help you.
Totally.
I don't think it would be an asshole move of me if I said, "Hey, I know that you're snoring a lot. Would you ever consider using this to see if it helped?" And if you're comfortable with it, of course. I think to force it upon someone and be like, if you're not going to do that, and you got to sleep on the floor, or I'm going to sleep at my parents' house because your snoring is so bad. That's a red flag. And obviously, dude, I don't care how much you love her. She obviously doesn't love you enough.
Yeah.
To be okay with that. Snoring is just a normal part. I mean, and for the record, there are other things. You can get those nose patches that you put on your nose that are supposed to help open up your nostrils. I don't really know what there's other things other than mouth tape.
Yeah, this seems frightening.
It seems more like she's a little bit manipulative, or that's the wrong word. Controlling. Control freak.
Yeah, when the solution is sleep on the floor, I think we have an issue.
Also,
here.
do you not? I mean, maybe no judgment, but do you only have one bedroom in your house, your apartment?
No couch.
No couch. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. No couch. The only option is on the floor.
Here's the biggest problem.
Air mattress it up.
If you're gonna stay in the relationship, maybe get married, whatever. But if you're gonna stay in the relationship, this is going to be something that you're going to have to do every night for the rest of your life, whether that's dealing with snoring or having to tape your mouth shut, which also would not solve the problem, in my opinion. As a semi-pro snorer myself, closing the mouth isn't going to help. It might in certain ways, but look, my mouth's closed right now.
That's true.
What was that?
You're not
Next,
wrong.
she's going to be taping your nose holes.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a preference and of learning that your partner snores and that you can't handle that if you've never had a partner that snores before.
Sure.
I totally get it, but you just got to figure out different solutions.
And have they never spent the night? They've been together for 2 years?
Well, it might have taken a couple of days.
And they're moving in?
Because you don't snore. I mean, maybe you snore every night. I don't notice you're snoring every night.
I feel very lucky that that's the case. I've not always been married to a person who doesn't notice my snoring.
I don't know if I'm a deep sleeper in that sense or what. Like I said, there's only one specific type of snore that you get that I'm like, oofed. Oofta.
Oofta.
You gotta move because it is just so loud and keeps me up. But again, it's only the one. Normally, I don't really hear it.
Well, I think we've definitively solved that person's problem.
I just picked it because you're also a snorer, and I wanted to know if you'd ever tape your mouth shut for me.
I would in the right context, but not to sleep. Unless that's the only thing you're into.
I just need you to tape your mouth shut.
I just watch you in your sleep. Yeah. No, that seems like a dangerous situation.
Dangerous.
You might get asphyxiated. Is that the word?
Sure. No.
What is the word for can't breathe? Asphyxiation? Strangulation? No, because it wouldn't be that.
X isn't sound right, but
I bet Danielle will tell me.
I should know this. I watch enough crime shows.
I think it's Asphyxiation.
Excuse me, I just burped into the
Oh
mic.
my gosh. Not only am I not editing that out, I'm going to raise the volume at that point. This has kind of been a gross episode in terms of sounds. I apologize for my snoring sounds because I think that would creep some people out for sure. Sometimes I have to stall because I lose Kelly. She's just gone. She's not here. If you've ever played video games with Kelly, it's a lot like this.
Yeah, I'm
she
listening
just
to you.
disappears. She's just
Okay,
on her phone.
I was going to figure out what it was, but I'm not going to anymore.
Watch. Asphyxiation. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Here's some information.
Oh, how about this? Condition of severely deficient supply of oxygen to the body. Asphyxiation.
Yeah, but it's not asphyxiation.
It's definitely not whatever you just said.
asphyxiation. Okay.
It's asphyxiation. Am I the asphyxiator?
All right, I'm reading the top of your thing. My Strange Addiction.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Let's
spoilers. We're getting into
go.
it. First story of the week. Woman stings herself with bees for pain relief and apparently great sex. Now we did, that's what the article says. We'll test it out. But she says she has to be stung 10 times in order for that to happen. So we've seen some of this stuff on, what was it called? Unwell?
Something like
Unhealth?
that. Yeah, that people will sting themselves with bees. It's supposed to help with something, swelling.
Yeah, well, it says that she started to relieve pain from arthritis, which is what I think we've seen as well.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm bringing this up here is because you and our daughter, but you in particular, have a huge fear of bees.
100%.
Huge. So I thought this would be just totally not your cup of tea.
No.
But she says, let's see, what started as an occasional sting for medical reasons has spiraled into 15 stings a day.
That's 15 bees you're killing.
Where is she finding these bees?
A
Is
lot
she
of
a
the-
beekeeper?
A lot of these people, look how much I know. A lot of these people will become beekeepers and have
Are you kidding me?
They'll have their own thing there, and then they'll utilize the different parts. So they'll have the honey that they also use, and they'll also obviously
Do you
use the
think
bees.
my mom is a beekeeper? She tends to have a lot of bees in her trees.
No.
No?
No.
You think she's stinging herself with bee stingers?
No, because I think Scooter would eat them.
That's true.
Because he was almost my protector the other day. That's her dog, her corgi.
This woman also goes on to say, you've got to admit, after I've had at least 10 stings, the sex is great.
Is it because you're like
Poisoning yourself.
yeah,
You're probably
hallucinating?
high.
Yeah.
We were watching that wasp video or whatever. There's this dude in like a...
Wasps are the worst.
I don't know if it's a beekeeper suit, but you know what I mean when I say that. And he like stuck something in the wasp nest and they all started coming out, just blazing mad. And he said he has to wear eye protection because I don't know if it was a wasp or a hornet or a yellow jacket, but whatever it was can spit venom.
Yeah.
He's like, I can smell the venom all around me.
Which is crazy that he can smell it, but it's probably because he's so used to like what it is.
And the worst part of that dude's videos is he never shows us like him getting rid of the beehive or the wasp
Because he
nest or
probably needs
whatever.
both hands for that. He doesn't have that cool thing from TikTok where you like put it here and you put the phone and it like
Heck
does it.
yeah, that's what he
You
needs.
should get it for him.
Yeah, I'm going to DM him. I'm gonna slide into his DMs.
Don't.
Anyway, so the reason I wanted to start with this one is because it got me down this path. Of, I'm telling
My
you.
Strange Addiction.
So
It's a TV
I've-
show for a reason.
Yeah, have you watched that? Because I haven't. Did you ever watch My Strange Addiction?
I feel like I have. And it's like people like eating things or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like not good.
Well, I found a BuzzFeed article
Oh my God.
of the 25 most memorable Mind Strange Addiction episodes and what they do.
Is one when they eat rocks?
One is when they eat rocks.
Is another one like
Okay,
Diet
hold on.
Coke?
We'll go in order, lady.
Oh, okay.
We won't spend too
Because
much
I've
time
seen
on
some
all
of them like way back in the day.
First one. The girl who liked to eat sand because of the crunch. That's the worst part. My teeth won't even move right now because I don't want to get sand in them. That's the
Goodness
worst crunch.
gracious.
2, the lady who liked to drink paint because it felt like a thicker version of warm milk on her throat. Can you believe that?
She's just killing herself.
Literally. She
sure
looks
most
like she's
people are
killing herself.
dead.
Look at that lady.
Yeah.
Well, some of these are worse. This one's weird.
Chow down on rubber tires.
She likes to eat rubber tires. Okay. Have you ever had like a piece of rubber in your mouth or something? Like I get that there's a sensation to that.
I'm not going to, no.
I don't know this cat lady who took it too far. There's no details on it. I'm sure she has a lot of cats.
Yeah.
This one who really liked to eat cat food. That's weird, but not crazy. This one is messed up.
And the one who's addicted to eating her cat's fur and would sometimes go straight to the source. She is truly licking her cat.
We are watching this person lick/groom her cat. This one, I have heard of this one.
Guy who
And I'm
ate glass.
This is literally going to kill this person.
Yeah,
The
100%.
guy who ate glass.
I'm sure he's dead by now.
He's got like a wine glass or something and he's just eating it. But how do you do that? How does your mouth, your tongue, your esophagus, your intestines, your stomach, how does it handle glass?
I don't know.
This woman was addicted to the smell of gasoline. She was putting it in water bottles and sniffing it throughout the day. This guy eats plastic bags.
No.
This is freaking gross.
Does she eat the dirty diapers or smell the dirty diapers?
You know, it just says I love
Sniffing and chewing dirty diapers.
I don't know how many more of these we can do. This lady who snorts 5 ounces of baby powder per day.
Well, that has talc in it, so we know that you're dying.
Yeah, that can give you cancer. I mean, probably just snorting anything like that can give you cancer, but we know about that. This dude has a personal relationship with all of his inflatable pool toys.
God.
It's kind of cool. Here you go. The woman who's addicted to eating rocks, just like you
Oh,
said.
God, yeah.
And then there you are, the lady who takes her pillow everywhere. That's weird. You're on this show?
That's not as weird, though. It's kind of weird, but not as weird.
Ugh.
The woman who refused to cut her nails,
Her toenails.
I'm refer to them as her babies.
She takes tennis shoes and cuts out the front so her little claws can stick out.
Gross.
The woman who is addicted to being a baby.
Gross. That seems more like a fetish than an addiction, but
Totally.
okay.
It's probably that. This was the last one that I read. The woman who admitted she was literally eating her house. She says, I love the smell of drywall, the texture of it, the taste. I love everything about drywall.
It's making me feel sick.
I know. Look, we've only got a couple more left. There was the bee lady, so we might as well. Dude, I feel sick too.
I know.
I hope everyone else doesn't feel sick.
Sorry, guys.
This one, I'm so glad we didn't skip it. I don't know why the GIF isn't loading, but it's the tragic story of the woman who was addicted to eating her deceased husband's remains. Literally, it's a video of her licking her finger, sticking it in the urn, and putting it back in her mouth over and over. Look, I love you.
I could never.
I could try it,
No.
but I don't think I could do it.
The woman who spent all of her time growing her hair.
Growing her hair. It's very long hair. The woman who munched on a mattress.
Ner.
The guy who was obsessed with becoming a mermaid.
Good for you.
The lady who liked to drink air freshener.
No.
Not a good idea. And the lady who was addicted to drinking her own pee.
It's probably always yellow.
That's what I'm saying. Welcome to a
can only
very
do that,
special
like,
episode.
A couple of times, and then
Yeah.
you can't do it anymore. I think it's twice.
I think it's 3 times. Look, we all watched Man vs. Wild. We all took that one fact from Bear Grylls. That's how everyone found out about drinking urine.
Well, it's a good survival.
It's a good source of what? What did you say?
Survival
How often do you
tactic.
do it? What?
Gross, dude.
It's so gross. Anyway, so that's where we spiraled. You ready to get out of the weirdness and into something
'cause
different?
I feel sick.
No
What
doubt.
a first 1 year episode.
Happy birthday, America.
We're hardly working.
Yes. Okay. A little bit lighter news. British woman racks up nearly $4,000 in credit card debt
Because
shopping
Yeah.
in her sleep.
liar.
No, that's a real kid. No. Liar, I am not. Why did I take that so
It's like
personally?
a crazy Rick and Morty episode.
It is, yeah. The tagline is, it's hard to be a conscious consumer when you're unconscious. Imagine an Amazon package containing a seemingly random item showing up at your door. How nice. Someone must have bought you a present. But you check your Amazon account and your credit card statement to find out that you bought them, only you have zero memory of doing so. What happened? Did you buy these things in your sleep?
Listen, Amazon takes returns up to 30 days.
That's true.
They'll return anything.
I
You don't
can't
have
wait.
to like lie about the fact that you bought it and you didn't want it.
I'm going to try that with Amazon. I can't wait to give you the list. But that will happen in a second. Because if you're Kelly
I didn't do it.
Knipes, it's not an isolated incident. 42-year-old British woman suffers from a bizarre disorder where she shops in her sleep. It might sound made up,
It does.
but it's not.
Okay.
It's a verified medical condition that I don't remember them listing in here. Also, I just need to get this on the air. You cannot pretend to have this.
I must have what that other Kelly girl
No.
has.
I think it's like genetic with names.
Yeah,
We're all just shopping
basically.
in our sleep. It might sound funny, but nearly $4,000 in credit card debt that she managed to rack up. It's no laughing matter. You want to hear what she bought?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's what she said.
Did she get it all though?
Yeah.
Because then she could just return it all.
She said, it's really upsetting and frustrating to go to bed thinking, I don't know what the night's going to hold.
Just lock everything up.
Or move your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. I got to skip through them explaining sleeping disorders and stuff. Here we go. Knipes, it's spelled K-N-I-P-S, so I'm going Knipes.
Like knives. Yeah, that
something
makes
like
sense
that,
to me.
who runs an event service, has been a very active nighttime shopper. She's bought a wide variety of things from small to big. Some unplanned purchases she found on her doorstep have included things like salt and pepper shakers,
Okay.
instructional textbooks for teachers, cans of paint, a children's playhouse, a bulk order of Haribo candy. That's the gummy bear people.
That's so weird.
Tables, and refrigerators.
That's expensive things to buy.
That's what I'm saying. Whole fridges. Oh, yeah, there's more. The most bizarre purchase. Oh, no, don't reload on me. Don't be like that. The most bizarre purchase is. Sorry. Still scrolling, still knowing what it is.
Purchases.
Thank you. You are the best to just be right there with me.
I can be here with you. I'm almost wondering if it's her, who, ordering it instead.
Her husband who's snoring?
That one. No, the thing that we can't say.
Oh, ALX. No.
ALEXA. Yeah.
I'm such an idiot.
That's okay.
Holy moly. It reloaded and I truly lost it. But
Sucker.
here we
Just
are.
kidding.
Oh, she says I was racking up debt everywhere. Here we go. The most bizarre purchase must be the plastic basketball court. It came with a pole, a basketball hoop, a net, a backboard, and a fold-up playing surface.
Let's play.
Can you imagine? This isn't exactly what it is. Can you imagine you get up in the morning and you're like, why is there a 10-foot box outside of my house? Is that
I bought
a basketball hoop?
Yeah.
I bought the Clippers?
That's crazy. That's so
Isn't that
wild.
nuts?
I don't believe it. I just need you to know.
Look, this article talks about sleeping disorders.
Yeah, it must be stress induced because she wasn't doing this her whole entire life. So why now? And also, I would buy a safe and lock my phone in the safe overnight or
That's what I
something
was
and have an
thinking.
alarm clock.
I would like to option the movie rights for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Go
it
for
does sound kind of fun.
It sounds made up.
She also said, I kept a tins of paint in the playhouse because when it arrived, my kids saw it and I felt like I couldn't return it. So be careful, everybody. 2-factor authentication.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because your eyes have to be open then.
Exactly. All right. You got some mental space for a few more now that we've purged the My Strange Addiction with some shopping?
I think so.
Okay. These ones are a little bit quicker, but I still liked it because it was totally like us. Man accused of drunkenly... Let's try that again.
Try it one more time and take 2.
Man accused of drunkenly riding his horse on the highway says the horse knows the way home.
I mean, he's probably not wrong.
He's not. So the short of the story is this dude, for whatever reason, drove his truck with his horse trailer attached with a horse in it to the bar. Why? I don't know. Doesn't say. But he goes and he gets drunk.
That's why he did it, so that he can have his horse take him home.
This guy's he's not willing to like Uber.
No.
Why would you use Uber when you have Hoover?
Yeah, then he can spend more money on the drinks.
Hoover? Hoofer? Hoofer.
Be careful with what you're saying.
It's hoofs because
I got
of
you.
a horse.
I got you.
I don't know what it sounded like I almost said, but I'm not tracking with you. Anyway, so the dude's drunk and he's like, I'm going to just take my horse. I assume he probably sounds like that. He's from Louisiana.
I'm going to
so I
just
don't know.
take my horse.
He gets pulled over, stopped. I don't know what you do when you pull over someone on a
No
horse.
idea.
And the cops are like, hey, you can't. You're going to get a DUI.
He's like, I'm not driving.
Well, he said, I guess they call it a DWI. What's that? Is that different?
Driving while
intoxicated.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing as a DUI, driving under the influence.
Or
Police stopped him.
dressage while intoxicated.
Or a massage.
Dressage.
Hey, you should be a part of Hoofer.
Don't.
What?
I don't know, but it sounds bad.
It just sounds
You don't know
bad.
what dressage is. It's a type. It's horse dancing.
Yes, it is. That would have killed the equestrian
Yeah.
house show.
Yeah.
He said, when you get a little too much to drink, why not ride a horse? It's safer that way. The horse knows the way home. So they ended up letting this guy off.
Yeah, because the horse was going home.
Yeah, the horse was fine. Now, here's the deal. You can still like I was gonna say drive, and then I switched to move, and then I was like, I should just come clean. I don't know what it's called to sit on a horse and move it.
Can still ride a horse.
Look, do you even hear yourself? Why would you call it riding?
You ride.
Because it's definitely the answer. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that.
Ride a horse.
You can still drunkenly
Save
ride
a
your horse
cowboy.
into traffic or off of a bridge. Yes, you're probably safer than being in a vehicle, certainly, but you could still cause some damage if you're riding the horse and guiding the horse.
Yeah, but he was not guiding the horse. And horses will do what horses want to do. Haven't you ever seen?
We all know that.
Haven't you ever seen like jockeys or whatever when they're like competing? If the horse doesn't want to jump, the horse isn't going to jump over the stuff.
I haven't, but I have heard the phrase that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Have you not heard that
Yeah, I have.
before?
Yeah, if I have.
I really thought you left me out to dry a little bit.
Because I couldn't
thought
remember
you
the
were gonna
rest
pick
of
it
it.
up.
I couldn't remember the rest of it. I was going to say, but you can't teach it how to fish. It's two different ones. It would have been hysterical.
Give a horse a fish. You feed him for one day. Teach a horse to
can't.
fish. You make
can't.
a lot of money in the circus, baby.
Yeah. Anywho.
This is our new segment called Mixed Metaphors.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
I rock at those.
Yeah, you do. You're killing it.
Thanks.
I have one more story that's really a non-story. It's just something for me to be upset about because I remember the other day, a couple weeks ago.
Why do you need another reason?
Yeah, I already live with you.
You got me right back.
Boom.
Right
You
back.
you set them up. I'll just
Have
knock
fun
'em
finding
down.
dinner tonight.
Oh,
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I have
tacos.
DoorDash. Actually, I was going to tell you we should go to La Popular. We should skip lunch, get an early happy hour lunch dinner.
We're going shopping after this.
I don't know about that.
No, we are. I wanna go.
Maybe try it in your sleep.
Shopping spree. Okay.
I don't
I
think
can make
so.
that up if you want me to, but if you give me permission to shop in my quote unquote sleep, be prepared for the $4,000 credit card bill.
Somehow it would still be cheaper than our current credit card
No.
bill from your
That's a
online
joke.
shopping. You don't know.
You don't know.
Because she keeps paying it off.
I have my
before
own
can see
credit
it.
card, and so do you. But
Now we're just giving out
I don't put
personal
that stuff on the
information.
business card.
Good, because it's not business.
I know.
It's pleasure.
That's raw.
Horse knows the way home.
All right, give me the nonsense, the
Okay.
non-story.
So a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago now, we heard the story about this dude. There was a crab that bit his daughter or pinched his daughter.
And he ate it.
Yeah, ate it
And then
because
got
he's
sick.
a psycho. He got
Dummy.
parasites. And then we did a story like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? It was like similar. Some dude ate another thing that he wasn't supposed to. It got him sick.
I remember this, but I don't remember.
Okay, well, neither do I. I'm sure people listening remember.
I'm sure they're yelling at the phone.
But basically, every time this happens,
Uh-huh.
we come to the same conclusion.
Uh-huh.
Stop eating stuff you're not supposed to eat.
Yeah. Bats, crabs,
None of it. All
fish, whatever.
of it. Cook your food. Cook
Dummies.
the food
Dummies.
that you're supposed to eat. Well, they should have heeded our advice here because this article was entitled Entire Extended Family Catches Brain Worms from Eating Poorly Cooked Bear Meat. Why even go into the details? Everything's there
That's
in the
all you need.
headline. That's really all you need.
Don't eat bears. Don't hunt bears. Don't eat raw bear meat.
You say hump?
Don't hunt.
Oh,
But don't hump them either.
put it on the list.
All right.
It was worth mentioning, though,
It
right?
was worth mentioning. God, I hope we never become those people that just do eat
That eat
random
bears?
things. Yeah.
I'm
pretty
little
averse
bit,
to that type of stuff.
I'll tell you this. I'm a little bit more adventurous.
Yeah,
these
you have
days.
had kangaroo
I have a kangaroo.
in Australia,
Yeah, which
where
is
it's normal.
that's like having
eat, I
chicken out
guess.
there. Not
Yeah.
really. They are big rodents, though. I think vermin.
Yeah.
So I probably shouldn't have had that. I've also had a sausage that was like rattlesnake
Well, they're
and
technically
rabbit.
mammals because they give birth to
So are rats, but they're varmints.
Yeah, I don't know.
Vermins.
kangaroos. Seem kind of big.
Yeah, they do. Have you ever seen them? They're jacked.
They look terrifying.
They're
Everyone's like,
huge.
they're so cute, and I'm like, they look scary.
They kind of look like T-Rexes.
Yeah, they got big heads and little
Little
arms and a
arms
little
with-
pouch.
Little pooch, cookie pouch.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, let's. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit more adventurous with that. I will say that as we've had to film more and more and more videos, a lot of them pertaining to food, I've left some of my food preferences aside.
Yeah, you have.
Where I'm like,
I'm gonna eat it the way that it is.
eat it the way that it is. Look, with the exception of things that really gross me out, and also I know a tomato is never going to add something for me. Cooked, sure. Sun-dried, love it. A raw tomato is never going to elevate something for me.
I know.
It will only take it down. So I will still take those off. But even things that I don't prefer, like on a burger, like raw onions, I'll still do it to see what it's supposed to be like. Mayonnaise, I don't do mayonnaise, but I'll try it. Like, I have gotten a little bit more
I'm really proud of you for
adventurous.
this.
Thank you.
But this adventurous, probably never.
No. Let's not eat bears.
No. Or anything you shouldn't eat. Let's just not do it.
Yeah, life is hard enough as it is. Don't eat weird things.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. All
And
right.
for those of you who don't come at me and say, well, everything was weird before it was normalized. No. Eating a bear is never going to be normal. Okay?
Yeah, but your fictitious person did have a point.
Yeah.
My Aunt Wendy used to say, like, she was crazy, certifiably. She was like, who was the first person to look at a crab and be like, that looks delicious?
I mean, crack it open.
Yeah. Well, like all seafood, I guess there's like seafaring towns and like
Yeah,
you
that's
need
what they
to
have.
do that.
You eat what you have.
But who's like, see this clam? If you find a way to crush it and open it, there's some slimy, snotty stuff that seems like it might be safe.
People that needed food and were trying to look for stuff to eat and were just trying
Hunter-gatherers.
just trying to figure out anything that they could do. And
Yeah.
so they would eat it. And then if it didn't
Also-
make them sick, they'd be like, cool. They probably had that one guy that was like the unfortunate tester of all things.
Big Pete.
And it's like, if Big Pete survived in the morning, then we're good.
Big Pete is like, stop. Actually, he's like, because he's got mouth tape on. And
Yeah.
he's like, get me out of this relationship and stop feeding me clams.
Yep. It was pretty good.
Improv. I told you this episode was going to be so fun.
Unhinged.
But did you know, speaking of hunter-gatherers,
Yeah, tell me.
did you know that cave people and dinosaurs didn't ever exist at the same time?
Yes.
Why is everything always lied to me?
No, nothing's ever lied to you.
Movies, TV shows.
Tell me what movie other than Jurassic World and Jurassic Park has dinosaurs and cave people together at the same time?
So many.
And that's not animated.
That's not fair. I'm not watching a movie in the theaters thinking it's a documentary because it has humans and
And you
and
can't talk about the
dinosaurs.
good dinosaur because it's the worst movie ever made.
Let's talk about that, though. That one sucks. That was a big whiff on Pixar's part.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, guys.
just-
We like you. Most
Love
of your
you.
movies.
Love you.
That movie, truly, you're just trying to show off all your new stuff. But like the storyline sucked.
Non-existent. It was depressing. 0 stars. Would not recommend. We don't often talk about things we don't like, but there's our little moment.
We don't
and it's
often
gone.
not like a lot of things.
We're pretty great. Speaking of things we're not going to like, the Borderlands movie is coming out soon. I know we mentioned it a couple weeks
We're
ago.
going to go and see it.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
seeing
we'll
it
let
in
you know
theaters.
what all the things we disagree with and maybe the 3 things that we like.
We'll probably talk about that at the end of an episode because most people don't even know what Borderlands is. We were playing Borderlands with friends who didn't even know the movie was coming out in 2 weeks. Like, it's not going to be good, y'all. Anyway, ready to get back to it? To actual stuff that we talk about on the
Yes,
show?
I'm so sorry. Are we doing on Papa Pins?
2 weeks in a row.
Look at me trying to make your fetch happen.
Sounds ridiculous when you say it.
Get out of here. I hope you could feel that eye roll through the microphone.
It was thick with eye rolls. Here we go. Unpopular opinions. Day drinking is better than night drinking.
Yes,
Right?
100%.
It is better.
It is. You drink longer. It feels better. You can make a little Aperol spritz in the afternoon. And I'm like, ooh.
You've been on an Aperol Spritz kick, that's
I
for sure.
have with a little bit of elderflower, St. Germain's in there. It's so good.
Yeah, she's killing it on the Aperol Spritzes. The first time I've had an Aperol Spritz since being in Venice, where it's tasted like the
Like
ones
Venice,
in Venice.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Sorry
It's
for
been
anyone who
good.
hurt me, cracked my neck just now.
It's okay.
But yeah, I agree. So for me, this is an easy one. Day drinking, way better. Way better. I invited my buddy Randy. I'm telling the story for everyone listening because you already know it. There was a comedy show I wanted to go to. It was at 10 o'clock at night on Saturday. And I was like, maybe if I ask Randy if he wants to come, that'll like encourage me to actually do it. So I bought the tickets and I texted him and he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then the morning came of the show. So
You
it's,
were like,
it's still like 16 hours away. And I was like, hey, do you not want to do this? And we're both like, yeah, let's not. We're too old to go
let's
out.
play Borderlands instead.
The only reason we'd stay out that late is if we were working, because our work is usually late at night.
Yeah, that's true.
But like,
That's true.
why go to a show that starts at 10, which means it starts at maybe 10:30 and goes till midnight? All I'm saying is we're old.
We just like our sleep.
Wish
We like our home.
That's it. Especially now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
pretty nice now. I love it.
It's great.
Anyway, all right. We solved that unpopular opinion. It's not that you can
Nailed
solve
it.
them, I guess. Next, sticking with the food theme, which is actually kind of a theme here. Sparkling drinks are disgusting. Which this person includes sodas.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not true. And
not true
good
at
for
all.
you. In fact, the Aperol Spritz that we just mentioned is a sparkly drink with both sparkling water and Prosecco in there. So
This person
I'm out.
includes
or I'm in.
sodas, beers, ciders, champagnes, sparkling waters, effervescent drugs. I don't know what that is. In anything with bubbles.
Are beers considered sparkly beverage? Sparkly?
They're
Is that
carbonated.
sparkling beverages?
Well, they're carbonated. So I
Are
guess.
they? I
Yeah.
don't like beer. So I have like no understanding because I really just taste crap when I drink it. It's so bad.
That's Kelly's unpopular opinion. Beer, it tastes crap.
Like crap.
It tastes crap.
It's bad, okay? It's really, really bad.
It's bad. It's bad. It's really, really bad. What's that from? He's mad. She's
Shrek.
mad. He's really, really mad. Yes, I take from the rich and I give to the
Yeah,
needy.
it's Robin
I
Hood
take
and
a
then
wee
Fiona,
percentage,
like,
but
kicks his
he's not
arse.
greedy. Okay, yeah, I totally
Anyways,
disagree with this.
But
Although
is
we are
it
big.
sparkling? No.
Are you asking if it's carbonated?
Well, is that what he's saying? Because he
Yes.
said all sparkling. But beer truly is
Yes.
carbonated?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, great.
I know that cider is carbonated because it tastes that way, but I never would
You
have
ever
said
seen
that
a
beer
beer
was.
get poured and it's got like
Has
2
the
inches
foam.
of foam on top?
Yeah, but I didn't think that was because it was carbonated. I thought it was just because it's foamy.
If you poured a glass of water,
I don't know.
would it have 2 inches
No,
of
no.
foam on top? If you poured a glass of orange juice, would it have 2 inches
Sparkling
of
water
foam?
doesn't happen like that, though.
Not everything does that, for sure.
I didn't know. Learn something new every day, I guess. I just don't like beer.
I guess I already knew that.
Anywho, I don't agree with this dude.
No.
He's
Or lady.
on his own.
Or lady dude.
Whatever, this person, they're on their own.
I also think that dude is the perfect pronoun.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
'Cause
dude.
guys can be dudes.
Girls can be dudes.
They can be dudes.
Dogs can be dudes.
And let me give you exhibit A. I'm a dude. She's a dude. He's a dude. Because we're all dudes. Hey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I would say I'm a dude, or I'm a dude, he's a dude, they're a dude, because we're all dudes.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we learned it in Good Burger.
Yeah. They
we're
were
all dudes.
ahead of their time.
Yeah. So whenever I don't know someone's pronouns, I'm just going to go with dude.
Hey, dude.
What's up, dude? This dude over here needs the photo from you. That's what I'm going to say. When we're at a gig. Sorry. This happens a lot at gigs.
Some celebrity or professional person, and you're like, this dude over here. And I'm like, that's the VP of
You're
this
like,
company.
That's Helen Mirren.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah. This dude.
This dude.
The Queen. Didn't she play the Queen on some show?
Probably. Hell, it's Helen Mirren.
It's Helen Hunt. What did we see her in recently? This is a digressing episode.
Let's not.
Let's move on. Here it is. Tartar sauce is a top-tier condiment that is always overlooked.
I don't think I've ever had tartar sauce.
I don't think I have either.
I have cream of tartar. Just kidding.
Well-
Cream of tartar. Not tartar. I have cream of tartar at home, which I still don't even really know what I use it for. I'm going to use it for like one thing once a year that I can't even tell you. It just calls for it in the recipe. But I don't think I've ever had tartar sauce. And I think that's because tartar sauce is normally had with fish sticks.
You could just say fish.
Is it fish? But like, I think of like, I mean, I've only ever been to Long John Silver's once, truly, and no.
When was that?
Wow, this is going to be way back in time. I was heading up to like a camp, like a 5th grade camp.
You were a child.
And I was in the car with a parent and like kids.
Yeah.
The Winters, in fact, they're kids.
Perfect.
And we were stopping for food and they wanted to stop at Long John Silver's. So that's where we stopped.
What a bad call.
But
Even
I'd
as a
never even
parent
heard of it.
myself, I would be like, not everyone likes seafood. Let's go somewhere else.
I had never heard of it. It might have been the only thing. I'd never heard of it, never been there, didn't know anything about it, and didn't like fish. So I didn't really know what to do.
Dang.
I
So
think
what'd you do?
they may have had like chicken tenders. I don't
They've
know.
got it, right? But you know they're
Yeah.
using the same oil.
100%. So it tasted fishy.
Yeah.
This was also the time that the Cheetah Girls was out because we were definitely listening to the song.
Anyway, let me tell you what they said because we don't know that much about tartar sauce.
I don't. Have you ever had it?
I mentioned this earlier. I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry.
They said, I mean, come on. Or let me stick with what I was going to do. This dude says,
Okay.
I mean, come on. It's versatile. It's delicious. If mayo is a top condiment, how is tartar sauce not? It's literally upgraded mayo. It's mayo with herbs, chopped pickles, relish, etc. I thought you were going to call me on calling it herbs.
Herbs, yeah.
Literally perfect for a burger or dipping sauce for fries, chicken nuggets. I'm not knocking ketchup, mayo, or barbecue, but if tartar sauce was readily available, it would be used just as much. It seems to be trapped as a seafood-only condiment, and that is an injustice, in my opinion.
Is that not just an aioli?
I guess so. When I think tartar sauce, I kind of always thought like tangy.
Yeah, gross, fishy. I know it's not fishy, but like there's something about it that I go,
Well, it's because you put it on fish. So we're like, that's fish food.
yeah, but not the ice cream, which is like 10 out of 10.
Maybe that is that tartar sauce?
No, it's marshmallow
How do you know?
because it says it on the outside.
Does it have any herbs in it?
No, not that I can tell.
Diced pickles?
No.
Fish?
Chocolate ones.
Hmm? Could be.
Huh?
Could be. Anyway, I was going to say, maybe we can try
I
tartar
was like,
sauce
should
on
we
the show.
try tartar sauce?
Tartar sauce?
Tartar sauce?
Oh, we can
Should
try,
we try
the
some
tartar
tartar
sauce.
sauce?
You're going to love the
I
sauce.
don't want any tartar sauce.
All right. I'm going to hit you with one more before we close it out.
I'm in it.
2 in it.
1 year anniversary episode. And you got one more unpop a pin.
Really landed the plane.
Yeah, it
one
did.
more.
Unpop a pins.
All right. This one is not food related.
I don't want it. Just kidding, I do.
And I don't want to get too heavy at the end of an episode. So
Bear with us as we get heavy at the end of an episode.
it's not heavy. It's just like I love talking about food stuff because everybody eats food and everyone's got opinions on food. And then there's some life stuff that you have to talk about. And not everybody shares
just
the
as
same
fun.
life opinion.
That's okay.
Well, this person thinks we're living in the best time to be alive in human history.
Hell no.
Okay, so this is how I thought it would go. I see both sides of this.
I agree. Take me back like into the early 2000s. I think that was the best time.
Did you know? Oh my God. I feel like Jiminy Glick. Did you know?
Did I know what?
Today I'm interviewing Kelly. It's very nice for me because usually I'm interviewing famous people, and what a change. This is my Jiminy Glick impression.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Get to it, Jiminy Click It, Jiminy Cricket, whoever you are.
Did you know that hot water wasn't readily available in houses until like the 50s?
Yes. That's why I said like the 2000s.
But that's what I'm saying is like, we do have it really good. And air conditioning, not till like the 70s.
I know.
Television, color television, late 60s, early 70s.
I know. I think we're past the point though of good time.
Microwaves? Question mark. Didn't look it up.
I think that we're past the point of the best time.
I am just going to quote my favorite author, William Shakespeare. It was the best of times.
It was the worst of times.
It was the worst of times. Thank you for stealing it. I actually will be honest. Is that even Shakespeare?
No, I was
Or
like,
is
I don't
that
think
the Two
that's.
Towers? Is that Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But this is, if you ask me my opinion on this Unpop a Pin,
Yeah.
it's that no, we're not living in the best times. And I say that solely because I love that we can be so connected to people. I think it's so great to be so connected to people all of the time, to have the access to pick up my phone
Yep.
and call anybody that I want. I can call my mom. I can call my dad. I can call my grandma who lives in a different state. Like, how freaking cool. I always know where you are. I can talk to my daughter whenever I want. How
we
great
didn't
is
even
that?
have telephones until the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Not the 90s. It was much earlier than that.
yeah, but like accessible telephones that you could take with you happened to us in our
Oh, yeah. Like
age.
phones with
like
you.
phones with you happened while we were growing up.
Yes.
Which makes me feel old, but it just shows you how far technology has come in such a short amount of time. The problem I have now, and we say this all the time, and people say this too, is our brains were not meant to take in this much information
what I
at
say.
all times.
That's what I say. I say that our brains were not created, nor are they capable for handling all of the world's suffering at any given moment.
Yeah, so it is a weird time to be like, I love that we can know and have things, but that's what the news is meant to be for. I shouldn't know.
Fake news.
okay.
The news is hard to watch because we've been watching it lately because there's a lot happening in the country right now. And it is just the same nonsense. It's like,
Yeah, but they're-
hey, here's something that happened. And this hour, 6 people are going to speculate on what it means.
But that's their job. Their job has always been to give more information. The problem is now is information is so readily accessible all of the time that they have to talk about the big things that are happening. They have to be on top of it. But that was the thing. If you didn't have it on your phones, you couldn't look it up, you would be watching the news, be like, okay, like when is the president going to speak? Or when are we going to find out about this fire that happened? Or like, what was the cause? Like you would do that. You wouldn't just have it on your phones. I think about it a lot in context of our daughter, obviously, because she is the next generation, right? Gen Alpha, is that what she is?
Gen A, yeah, Alpha.
But I look at that and I go, now cannot be the best of times because she has access to too much. What's it called? Internet. Information. Like I think that the time frame that we lived in where we had cell phones that we could call people, but we also had like didn't have, we couldn't just turn the TV on and watch whatever we want or have our own iPad or have like a screen in front of us at all times. Like we were forced to read and go outside and play and make believe and be bored and create things. And I do think that was a better time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that would be my ultimate answer. I love the access we have. I love that I can FaceTime and see my mom's face whenever I want. Whenever I want to, and I can watch my parents, you know, I love that. I wish my grandma had an iPhone so I could see her too. And at the same time, I just want kids to be able to be kids.
Yeah.
And I know that we talk about this a lot, but the anxiety and the stress that comes with being connected to your phone all the time, like that isn't something that should be normal. And we talk about this a lot of how like there has to be a correlation between social media and the idea and like the access to knowledge in the phone and ranking your friends and all of that stuff to the amount of therapy that our generation needs. Because there has to be some correlation to that.
There is. My therapist keeps talking to me about this book called The Anxious Generation, which I got on Audible, not a sponsor, and I've been meaning to listen to, but it seems a little heavy right now for my life. But there is absolutely correlation between the massive amounts of anxiety people are experiencing and the rapid increase in technological, whatever you want to call it, availability, progress, whatever, particularly with Gen Z and millennials. And there's just not enough right now on Gen Alpha, I don't think. Also, not a therapist. Don't really know what I'm talking about. But there is a correlation. I wanted to add something to your point, too, about the blessing / curse that it is to be so connected to everybody. I'm sure I've said this on the show, I really dislike being readily available to most people.
Yeah.
I have no notifications on for any app. I don't get notified for TikTok or Instagram. I don't even have Facebook on my phone. None of that stuff. So if you're going to get a hold of me, it's going to be through text or phone call. And even that, please don't. It's going to spike my anxiety. You can. But so I think for me, the interconnectedness is oftentimes a detriment in my life.
Yeah.
I saw my friend Carly had posted this on her Instagram. It was a photo of Blockbuster, the inside of Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And these come up quite frequently on nostalgic stuff. They're like, you'll never have the feeling of Friday night at Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
You and your friends searching through the aisles to pick out a movie or a game.
It's a big deal.
Maybe grabbing some popcorn because you know it's going to be an awesome movie night at home. And this dude, he commented on it and he said, let you in on a little secret about the 90s nostalgia. You don't miss Blockbuster or Dine-In Pizza Hut. You miss analog life with other people who weren't distracted and were really present to enjoy mundane moments with you.
Yep.
I was like, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like if you set up a Blockbuster, it'd be a fun thing to walk through and everybody would be Instagramming and TikToking it. That's all they would do.
Yeah.
You can't recapture that because you've let Pandora out of the box and it's impossible to get dude back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't reverse it. That's like what I'm worried about with the AI stuff. It's like once it's out there, like we can't go backwards. I do miss analog life, and
I do too.
I'm trying to rewire this about me, but I can tell we're playing a video game together, me and you. We get to a cutscene that I've seen before. Immediately pick up my phone. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I've seen this. It's whatever. Rather than watching it and enjoying it or talking to you about it or something like that. I think a lot of us are so hardwired. Any little moment, I see people all the time. they pull up to a stoplight. They're on their phone. Half of them are driving and reading their phone and scrolling TikTok as they drive anyway.
I can't do that.
It's so bad because I think a lot of people are wired so much to not be able to handle silence or to need that serotonin or dopamine release, or they have to be connected all the time. And I do think it's bad. But I think that, to your point about the best times, worst times, I think there's a lot of stuff that I miss about, not about being a kid, but about not being easily accessible by people all the time. And not even just easily accessible. I dislike the expectation that I didn't put on myself.
Yeah, that
but
you have to
emails have put on me and text messages have put on me. It's like, hey, if I text you, I know you've seen it because you're looking at your phone. And I know it's hypocritical because I feel this way when I can't get a text back from somebody too.
Yeah.
But I hate that I hate when someone calls me and I feel like I have to stop whatever it is I'm doing with other people to answer their call. Like I was living a whole life before you interrupted it. You know what I mean? So I do think that the technological part of it is one of the best things that's happened in our lifetime. But the flip side of it is it seems to be possibly one of the worst things to happen in our lifetime as well.
It's both for sure.
Yeah. You getting cold over there?
A little bit. But I'm more just in a pensive thinking mode.
You do look pensive, like a pensive gentleman.
Yeah. I feel grateful for the time that we grew up in, that we have both. I feel bad for our children who will never experience that and who will struggle with creating relationships outside of a screen.
It's tough. I mean, but the flip side of that's true too. Like how many FaceTime or audio play dates have we had this summer with friends?
Yeah, with
That is awesome. But we talked about it with the other parents in one of our parent meetings we had this week. Like we don't want her to be texting other kids because, well, at least one of us thought it puts undue pressure on her to feel like she needs to respond or need to be doing that. And I do agree with the idea that like try to let your kid be a kid as long as they can be a kid.
Yeah.
Because like it'll go away and you'll never get it back.
That's true.
Like once you get a phone, in my experience, and I know in 10, 15, 20 plus years, we won't even have phones because it'll be in our glasses, in our contacts, or just directly into our brains. But until that happens, once you get a phone, it is symbiotically attached to you. It is the last thing you look at before you go to sleep. Mm-hmm. It's the first thing you pick up and look at when you wake up. And if you leave your house without it, you're like, what do I do? I can't drive somewhere because I don't know the directions. I can't get a hold of anybody because I can't call them. Like we are cyborgs at this point. So for me, while certainly Brooklyn has, an Xbox that she plays, she's got an iPad that she can use when we let her. Once you put his phone in her hand, like there's a part of childhood that stops in that moment, I think. How old were you when you got a phone?
Middle school, but I had a flip phone.
I had a phone before flip phones in middle school, but that was the end of middle school, and my mom and stepdad had, I believe, just divorced, and me and my sister were going to a new school, and there was a feeling of importance in terms of needing to communicate to each other.
Yeah, I had a flip phone, like an old flip phone, at the end of middle school as well, because my mom started her new job. She was working 2 jobs at the time, as she was transitioning out of Chase and into where she works now. And so she needed to be able to contact me to let me know when she's picking me up from school, because sometimes it'd be later, sometimes it'd be earlier, just depended. But truly, I could only get phone calls from whatever numbers they'd put in there, which is like my mom and my dad, and maybe one other person.
Just a random stranger.
Yeah. And we still live in the time where you used to be able to only send like 7 text messages a week.
I kid you not, my first texting plan, which I'm sure was in high school.
T9.
I had 100 texts a month. So my mom told me you can send and receive up to 3 texts a day.
Yeah.
3 texts a day.
That's it. Can you imagine that now?
Also, that's 3 more texts than I want to send in a day now, but not then.
Yeah.
People will literally be like, I'll never forget this. One of my cousins texted a friend of mine during the summer, and he was like, I don't know, he was a kid at the time, and he goes, Shark Week, don't text back. He was like, I just needed to communicate to you so you knew it was Shark Week, but don't text
me back because it'll take it away.
Yeah, because I'll run out of texts.
Yeah.
It's still a running joke we have.
That's
Shark Week,
so
don't
funny.
text back. But yeah, life. Best of times, worst of times, you decide. But what I do know is that's been 1 year of episodes.
Woo!
Boom, hit it up top, baby. What do you say? You want to do a few more episodes this year?
Yeah, probably. And enjoy watching this wherever you watch podcasts, on your phone, on your tablet, on your TV, however you want to.
We
Since
might
we
be
just
able-
talked about technology.
That's right. Yeah, it's so great.
Watch
We
our
love
own
it.
technology.
We love
Just kidding.
it.
Sorry.
Maybe we can put the video version on Spotify. I know some people do it. I just
Maybe
don't
we
know how
can.
to do that.
I don't know, but if you're looking for some fun in between podcasts, you can follow us at It's Hardly Working on TikTok or on Instagram, but mostly on TikTok.
Yeah, I will tell
We're
you
pretty
this.
active.
If you do enjoy the show, we're not just posting clips from the show on TikTok.
Posting real life stuff.
Yeah, in fact, we've only posted 2 clips on there, period.
Yeah.
Everything else is
Just
totally
us.
new content. It's us being fun, silly, weird, lovable. Who knows? You decide. But both of those accounts are at It's Hardly Working, which is different from what it used to be. It's Hardly Working. Let's wrap it up. What do you say?
Yep.
Hope you have a wonderful week. Happy 100th episode. Come back next week in your ear holes and eyeballs. We'll be talking about my Comic-Con experience with Marvel, hanging out down there, and so much more. But until then, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week and spend most of your time
Hardly working. Bye.
Bye.